Hey, this is Ciderhelm and welcome back to Turning Point. For today's episode, we're going to look at 4 battles that led to an unexpected turnaround. Let's start by looking at the difference between the two teams. At 26.5 minutes in, Blue Team has been consistently coming out ahead in engagements, giving them a slight kill lead, a major gold lead, and a 5-2 tower advantage. In our first engagement, Blue Team has recently picked up Baron buff and is now taking out the final tower at mid lane. As they move in for the inhibitor, Zyra and Nautilus manage to lock down Varus, allowing for an easy kill. But as they burn 3 ultimates on him, Varus, then Vladimir, Zac, and Amumu are able to land ultimates across their entire team. With Jace flanking in, the fight goes completely in Purple Team's favor. Blue Team loses this fight because they were overconfident and focused too hard on one player at the expense of others. Even Singed, who had a clean escape, gets greedy attempting to re-engage. Next, we see Zac using his ultimate in an attempt to challenge Baron, causing Blue Team to back off. As Purple Team engages, Nautilus attempts to zone out Varus, but this turns around as Varus forces Nautilus behind Baron to wait for his flash. Once again, Purple Team lands its AoE ultimates onto Blue Team. Purple Team takes out Zyra, and this is followed up with an easy takedown on Caitlyn, making for a 2v1 that denies Blue Team the opportunity to take Baron. But right after this team fight ends, Singed decides to go back in towards Baron, even though he's low health and lacks vision. Once again, he's taken out. In our third team fight, we once again find Blue Team attempting to take Baron. This time they've already caught Jace out alone, meaning one of the biggest threats has been removed. But they didn't bother taking out Purple Team's wards, and they lack significant vision in the area around Baron, making it easy for Amumu and Zac to move in and steal Baron. The backline is completely vulnerable, and Zyra and Caitlyn are quickly burst down. Only Lux walks away from this fight, making it a 4-for-1. Excellent initiation from Purple Team, as well as a lack of vision control from Blue Team, completely turned this 5 versus 4 fight against the Blue Team. Before getting into the final engagements, let's look at where the scores are now. Blue Team has an 8-3 tower advantage, but is now in a dead even tie in gold. On top of this, Purple Team is coming into this next fight with Baron buff, and they're looking to push down mid lane. Singed and Zyra are backing off from Purple Team, but Amumu locks Singed down with his ultimate. But then Singed inexplicably attempts to chase Amumu, resulting in an easy takedown from Vladimir's damage over time. From here, Purple Team is able to easily push down the second mid tower, and Blue Team is left, at best, dealing with a 4 vs 5 battle to defend their own base. What Blue Team has in their favor is the long-range control from Lux and Zyra, as well as Caitlyn's damage, and a very survivable Nautilus. This is worth looking at. Nautilus's dredge line is a decently large skill shot, and it's managed to miss both Amumu and Jace. Instead, it's going to hit Varus, who is behind both of them. This was an incredibly close shot, and it means Nautilus can completely lock Varus down with follow-up crowd controls. When we resume playback, note that Varus will be the only player completely locked down. Among all 4 of his teammates, no one will block the upcoming Caitlyn ultimate. Speaking of his 4 teammates, Zac isn't on screen. He's actually gone behind the wall and was looking for an opportunity to lunge into the fight. He decides against it, and unfortunately this puts him in a position where he will offer virtually no contribution to the rest of the fight. And Vladimir was overeager. At first he was attempting to gun down Lux, but now he's backing out with slows applied. His short range, by comparison to his opponents, limits his opportunities to dish out damage. Varus is going down. Instead of backing off, Jace instead attempts to engage Caitlyn head-on, way overestimating his strength. Vladimir then does the same thing, sacrificing himself to attempt to take down on Zyra, the least threatening member of Blue Team. This team fight effectively ends the game, allowing Blue Team to take a victory. The interesting thing about this match was that it was a double turnaround. Purple Team had every reason to win this match, and had they won the match, we'd be talking about one of the earlier team fights. The reason Blue Team fell behind in the first place was getting extremely aggressive inside Purple Team's base while they had Baron. And crazy though it may seem, their opponents doing this is exactly why they won. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Turning Point. Let me know in the comments below how you feel each team could have played this better.